Good day, thank you for joining. This video is one in a series of videos on our Blackbox connector platform. My name is Pete Neufer, I'm the Product Director for Full Sail Partners, and you can find other videos just like this one at blackboxconnector.com. Today we'll be reviewing bridging the gap between Deltek Vision as your financial system and Concur as your spend management system, both from a manual process and by using our connector. When looking at an integration, we always try to identify common areas between the two systems. In the case of Concur, we know that we have to have projects from Deltek Vision represented, as well as employees represented as Concur expense users. This is information that has to come from Vision and be pushed out to Concur. Looking at the inverse scenario, we know we also need to take data that is collected as employee-based expense reports and bring that information out of Concur back into Deltek Vision so we can properly recognize it against the projects and the general ledger accounts to which the expenses are supposed to hit. We'll start by looking at the manual integration process. And first thing being first, we know we have to bring employee records from Vision out to Concur as user objects so that employees can log in and fill out their expense reports. Now, if we don't want to create these users manually, we're going to create an import file. And this import file can be crafted however you see fit, but this file will be brought in and imported into Concur. Employees that are just hired, employees that are terminated, or employees that have key changes to key points of information all need to be addressed in this import file, and it needs to be constructed at the frequency with which you'd like to see those updated out in Concur. Once the list is composed, we're going to go out to Concur, we're going to go to our import extract monitor, and we're going to upload this list into Concur. And again, this is a recurring event that needs to happen as frequently as you'd like to see updates for employee records as user objects out in the Concur system. Next up is projects. We need to bring projects from the Vision Projects Info Center out into Concur in a list that users can select when entering in expense data. To do this, we have another import file that has to be constructed. And just like with employees, anytime a project is made dormant, anytime a new project is created, or anytime a name of a project changes and we want to see that information reflected, this file must be generated and uploaded to Concur via the import extract monitor. Now, with these two data sets that we're manually constructing and uploading at a regular interval anytime we want to see changes reflected out in Concur, we are still only halfway there. We still have to bring the data from Concur expense that's been entered in and approved as employee expenses into Deltek Vision to be able to properly reconcile our finances. To do this, Concur makes available what's called a Standard Accounting Extract File, or SAE. This is another file that needs to be downloaded from Concur, and in this case, cleaned up and properly organized so that we can import it into Deltek Vision. The success of your import at this stage depends greatly on how up-to-date your project list is and, of course, your employee list. And even with accurate information out there after daily uploading and updates, you still have to go in and perform a significant amount of cleanup on the SAE file in order to get it into the shape that Deltek Vision requires. Now, with the manual process complete, we're going to review doing the same functions, but using the Blackbox connector for Deltek Vision and Concur Expense. To start, employees. To make an employee a Concur Expense user, we're simply going to flag their employee record as active, and then we're going to push a button or let a nightly routine run that will go in and capture this information and populate the user object out in Concur. When I go and click the button to update Concur now, that's an immediate call out to the web service, and after it finishes executing, I can go out to Concur and view the employee object that I just created. And I can see all of the representative data that I've assigned to Billy's employee ID represented out in the Concur user object. Projects in Concur can be equally simple. In this case, I have a project, phase, and task, or all three levels of the work breakdown structure. And let's say that in this scenario, under my pre-design phase, I have some tasks that I really don't want to be available for employee expenses anymore. I'm going to go over into Deltek Vision, I'm going to change the appropriate task that I want to not have represented in Concur to dormant, and I'm going to push the Sync Concur Now button. Again, a call is made, and that list object is immediately updated, removing that old value from the list of available tasks. The same scenario can be played out with new projects that are created, and there is also a nightly routine that will run and catch anything where the button is not pushed. Finally, we need to bring the expense data from Concur to Deltek Vision, and again, this is a push of a button. Based on a predefined mapping profile, we bring information in, provide a representation of the expense reports and associated transactions that you're working with, and we bring images in as well that will flow into the expense report and, when posted, onto the ledger tables where you can represent them on billing backup or as part of the project reports you run on a regular basis. When you leverage the connector's dynamic no-code mapping capabilities, as well as the advanced reporting that you get with this, taking that very lengthy, very involved manual process and wrapping it all up into a few clicks of a button makes a lot of sense. So this concludes our video. I hope it was helpful. Again, you can find this and other videos out at blackboxconnector.com. Thanks very much, and we hope you have a great day.